Adult animation has never been more popular. If you couldn't have guessed it when Rick and Morty got signed to 70 episodes at Adult Swim, it should be really obvious now with how many old shows are coming back, like Beavis and Butthead. You've got Mission Hill, Clone High, Undergrad's got a crowd-funded movie that'll be coming out here soon, and plus all the new long-running shows that are starting to kick it off, like Solar Opposites, F is for Family, and of course the king of all of them, Rick and Morty. That show for sure is what pushed all of this over the edge and made it really clear and obvious how popular these types of shows can be, specifically adult animation. And there is no one in a better position to capitalize on this than Fox with their animation domination block. And I'll also say there is no one handling it worse in the entire industry. Not Paramount with Star Trek, not Marvel with this weird MODOK show they're doing with Patton Oswalt, which looks a little iffy, but I'll still give it a try. No one is handling this worse with their new content than Fox. Fox is completely failing when it comes to cornering the market with adult animation. It seems like they really don't know what they're doing. Now, a little bit of background on this animation domination block. It actually started in 2005 when Family Guy was coming back and The Simpsons was still running and King of the Hill was a part of the programming block as well. Those three shows made it up, but the show they were trying to launch through it was American Dad, a show that fits in perfectly with those four, so naturally American Dad got its kickstart, and we're here now with it airing on TBS, still going to this day. That being said, Animation Domination looks like it's been a success in the past for kickstarting Fox's adult animation, but it really doesn't have that good of a track record after that one TV show. After American Dad, shows like Napoleon Dynamite, Alan Gregory's Shut Up, Sit Down, Shut Up, whatever that show was called, I can't even remember the title. It's not a bad show, it's just horribly forgettable and unfunny. So it's a bad show. And the Cleveland Show. You can't forget about the goddamn Cleveland Show. I can't get over how terrible the Cleveland Show is. But the Cleveland Show got more seasons than the other three shows. It got 3 seasons. How did that happen? It looked the most like the other stuff that was airing during the animation domination block. Plain and simple. People saw it, it looked like Family Guy. It has the Family Guy character in it. It's got Cleveland Brown. We should check it out. And people were watching it just because of that fact, despite it being one of the worst shows ever to air. It's unfunny, it's terrible. I can talk about all these shows in length, but what we're really focusing on today is just Fox's approach at getting those shows popular and getting them out there to people. And a lot of the time, they're doomed to fail. They're really basic family sitcoms, family comedies that are animated. That's all they are. And since they're animated, Fox thinks that they can write lazier jokes, they can go about it more lackadaisically, say penis a few times. There you go. You got yourself an adult animated show. So that didn't work for Fox. In 2014, the animation domination block got cut, and now with this big surge in adult animation, Fox brought it back to air shows like Bless the Hearts, Duncanville, and The Great North. And regardless of what you think of those three shows that I've watched and kind of enjoyed all 3 of them to an extent, not a whole lot. I thought they all have potential, The Great North being the best of the 3 so far, but it's still going on, so bear with me on that if it does really dip down. But Bless the Hearts has already been canceled. That one I definitely liked more than Duncanville. Duncanville is inevitably going to get canceled. There's not enough there to stand out. And why is there not enough there to stand out with shows like Bless the Hearts, Duncanville, and The Great North? It's because they're all still family comedies. They're all sitcoms. They are all at their core Simpsons clones. No matter what way you slice it, Fox is trying absolutely nothing new with those shows. The only show on Fox, which doesn't even count in the animation domination line of shows, is Archer. That's the only show that's trying something different, and even now that show's kind of reaching the end of its run, and hopefully it will end with season 12, which is already a little bit past its welcome, in my belief, but I can talk about Archer later. But hopefully it comes to an end and sets the precedent at Fox that there is a way to start a show and end a show and have it be pretty dang good all throughout, because I don't think Archer's dropped down in quality too much. But Bob's Burgers is definitely starting that decline. Family Guy has definitely started and is currently going on that decline. And of course, you can't talk about declining TV shows without bringing up The Simpsons. Now I can shout about how it has 32 seasons and that's ridiculous and they're running out of ideas and they're unoriginal and lazy. But the fact is that show worked and it's the top animated show over at Fox. So why change anything? Keep doing what you're doing and just try to make it at least mediocre and at best good. That's all you have to do, Fox, to keep those viewers coming. And if you like these shows, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just about how Fox is going about it, because they are lined up to be the most successful spot for adult animation, and they are completely wasting that potential. They are taking shows that are bound to fail, shows that are played out and overdone, like Bless the Hearts, like Duncanville, like The Great North, shows that all have potential and fun characters and voice acting and people that clearly care on the projects, but are all just boiled down to the most basic sitcom tropes that make them borderline unwatchable and just boring at times. You don't want an uninteresting adult animated show. You don't want an uninteresting show. Jesus. You don't want an uninteresting show in general, especially in animation. When you're drawing things and animating it, it should be visually fun to look at. That's why The Simpsons work. They're all different colors. They all have fun designs. They all have fun voices. You can't simplify that down to something really basic and simple, or else it completely loses its charm. Fox doesn't realize that. They also don't realize that there are other TV shows than family comedies when it comes to adult animation. And that's why they're really losing this foothold. We'll see how it goes down the line, because their solution to all of this, believe it or not, was to bring on Dan Harmon. That's right, Dan Harmon, co-creator of Rick and Morty, creator of Community, is coming on to Fox to make a Greek-themed, set in ancient Greece, family comedy. Does that not seem a little counterproductive? I love Dan Harmon. I really like what he's worked on. I like pretty much everything he's created up until this point. But good God, Fox. Fox is tapping Dan Harmon to make them a sitcom, to go up with their 3 other sitcoms that are all going to air right after one another. No matter how funny that show is, no matter how intriguing that show is, it's either going to pale in comparison to the other ones because of the attention given to them, or it's going to have to take one of their spots. Because as much as you like shows like Bob's Burgers or Family Guy or The Simpsons, there's not room for 4. That's why American Dad is over at TBS. That's why new shows fail. It's because people get sick of watching family comedies. 3 is the limit, apparently, over at Fox. You can have Bob's Burgers, different style of comedy. Family Guy, different style of comedy. The Simpsons, different style of comedy. They're all at their core the exact same show, but so long as their style of comedy is just different enough and their storytelling is just the same enough, they're there to stick. So when Dan Harmon's show comes out, I can all but guarantee it's going to either fill one of those voids, or it's just going to get canceled, and that'll be that. Or picked up by someone else if it does turn out to be good, and Fox just doesn't have room for it. Because the last thing Fox wants to do is kill their golden goose, The Simpsons. They're still #1 adult animated show on their network, which is crazy to think about. 32 seasons, oh my god, it's on the decline. It's still at the top in their terms of things. So the whole point of this video is to point attention to Fox's animation domination block and how crazy stupid it is with the position that they're in, because Fox is airing stuff on network TV and then immediately having it picked up by Hulu for next day streaming. That's a perfect system. Not to mention Disney Plus can air old episodes of The Simpsons and other shows if they so choose to, which, granted, it's Disney, they probably will choose to. Maybe not with Family Guy, but with some other shows, for sure. It's a perfect situation, and Fox is wasting it on trying to make more Simpsons clones. We'll see how the Great White North goes. The Great North, not the Great White North, just the Great North. Different things right there. We'll see how the Great North goes. But Duncanville, I can all but guarantee is going to be canceled. Bless the Hearts, I can all but guarantee is to be canceled. And I believe Dan Harmon's new show is either going to take the spot of a show like Bob's Burgers or Family Guy, or it's just going to get canceled and there's not going to be room for it. It just doesn't make any sense. Now, of course, that's a really bold statement, but it's what I really believe. I don't think there's room for 4 shows on that animation domination lineup. Especially when they're all that similar, when they're all family comedies. One of those shows is going to get burned out, or poor Dan Harmon's show is going to get burned out. If I had to put my money on it, I'm starting to think a show like Bob's Burgers is probably going to fall off in the next year or so. I think it's going to get canceled and then picked up by someone like Adult Swim to air over there. That's what I think is going to happen. Could it be Family Guy? Maybe. It's running into season 20. We'll wait and see. But Bob's Burgers is at the number 3 spot of the 3 TV shows. So we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe Fox has found their solution in doing the exact same thing, just with a creative person. Except I wholeheartedly believe that everyone working on Bless the Hearts, everyone working on Duncanville, and everyone working on The Great North are just as creative and capable of making a good show. But it's really hard to stand out when you're just making another Simpsons. It really is. You can't just make another Simpsons. We'll see how Fox handles it. That's my take on this whole thing. That's all I really had to say. It's more of a rant than an actual coherent video. I'll leave in my stutters and miscues to show I'm no genius. This is just how I feel about this whole situation. I'm really excited for adult animation and what it's going to do in the next 2, 5, 10 years. It's going to be fun to watch. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff to watch. And if I'm looking out for anyone right now, it's not Fox, but it's Hulu. Of all fucking places, it's Hulu that you should be looking out for. Good God, what a world we live in. Thank you all very much for watching. If you have any thoughts on what I've said today, or this whole ordeal in general with Animation Domination and them canceling Bless the Hearts and all but guaranteed canceling Duncanville here in the next year, let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think Fox is doing wrong? What do you think they're doing right? I read every comment on this channel, so don't be shy, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.